Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairy Muppet, and yes, we are going to be casting Game 3 of the ASUS ROG tournament. And yes, it is going to be the quarterfinal between Happy up the top left side of the map and Alicia down the bottom right side of the map. And yeah, I mean, game number one, Alicia doing some really nice stuff with some surplus economy, with some zealot attacks into the middle line, left and right and back and forward and all over the place. At second game, I mean, Happy basically doing the same thing except with medevac drops. It was nice and early in the game, and he did left-right attacks with simultaneous drops, and he didn't let either of his armies get wiped out. He kept the army sort of situated. I think it was the left base. He kept the army situated there. He didn't push in, but Alicia knew he was right outside the gates, so he couldn't bring his main army over to defend his expansion. His expansion went down because his army was effectively trapped at his third base by the other force that were outside. And what it came down to is this: Happy had too many forces, and he just used them too well. He didn't let them get destroyed at all, and in the end, Alicia ended up losing his natural expansion, and then the dropships came up and wiped out his main nexus as well, just for good measure. So he just had to tap out after that, and yes, it is 1-1 now. Everybody is even, and we are going to be moving on to see who comes out ahead in this best of 5. And yeah, man, really nice to be casting PVT in a tournament. We see some of them, but mainly, I mean, I think I've probably cast more ZVZs in tournaments than I have any other combination of games. Maybe ZVTs as well, but yeah, just mainly ZVZs, man, because of course Zerg players are just so awesome, but PVT is going to be freaking awesome as well. And if you look at the length of the video, man, this is going to be a good one. This is not a it's not a 5-minute game, it's not a 10-minute game, it's not even a 15-minute game, man. This is going to be one of the long ones, and a long PVT is always good. And it's always good. There's no real dopey units you can get in a very long PVT. I mean, a long Zerg game, you can get swarm hosts, and it's really exciting for about 5 minutes, and then you just start to think like, yes, and there it was. It just starts to get a little bit boring. That's my opinion anyway. Maybe you guys enjoy watching swarm hosts going at each other for hours on end, but you know, not really. But in PVT, there's no real units like that. There's no real stalemate units, I suppose you could say. Everything is good against everything. So yeah, and usually when there's an engagement, I mean, shit starts dying really quickly. So yeah, not much on. Expansion's coming down. We can see that Happy gets his expansion out a little bit earlier than Alicia, but that's exactly the same as we saw last game. Alicia getting his nice early robo facility off one gate, as we saw in game 1 and probably gate 2, but I don't remember what he did in gate 2. I wasn't paying attention to when he got his robo facility down, but there we go. And yeah, nice early barracks coming down. We know that Happy loves his early marine group. He's actually pushing them out quite far this game. Usually he just likes to cover his expansion, but these guys are actually quite far out, quite early in the game. So they may be thinking of doing something right here. And I do not know if Alicia has actually got enough prepared for this. The mothership core is not going to be enough. He's got one sentry, he's actually got another sentry, but just building observers. I think he might be taken by surprise here. I think he might be a little bit screwed. He can overcharge this Nexus, and that is going to help quite a bit. 2 Marines taken out, the third one. Look at the range on this, man. Simply incredible. And 3 Marines going down. So I thought that was going to be a very devastating attack, and obviously Happy did as well, but we both forgot about the Nexus overcharge. But Happy not giving up. He knows that Nexus overcharge is got a very long cooldown, and he's deciding to really try and make it happen once again. Maybe going in with like 10 Marines this time or something like that. But Alicia is now prepared. He sends out the hallucinated phoenix. Great job with the hallucinated phoenix. He sees about 9 marines there, and he knows that he needs some shit really, really fast. Colossus, probably not going to help him, but we can expect to see some units morphed in very, very fast. He's probably going to need a bit more than that, though. These forces coming back, though. They're choosing not to attack. I thought maybe that would have worked. I don't know the cooldown on Nexus Overcharge, but I thought maybe he had a chance in there while it was on cooldown. He's obviously deciding not to, though. He's deciding to go for a very, very early third instead, and I think he hit his SCV there accidentally, so that's not good. Maybe he thought he saw an observer, but oh, this observer, man. The scan just taking it out at the last second. I'm not sure if that scan was really worth it, because I mean the observer doesn't cost that much, so a scan just to kill it. I mean, yeah, at least he can just build another one, and it doesn't really cost him that much. And meanwhile, you just wasted a mules, which I'm really not sure. I'm pretty sure an observer would cost a hell of a lot less than the amount of minerals you'd get from a mule. But anyway, yeah. So bunch of marines coming out. Looks like they're not going for any sort of direct offensive. They're just going to be having a go, having a bit of a scout. And first Colossus is coming out. So Alicia really going for that high tech nice and early. And yes, actually I think he's got his own chance to really do something here. He needs more of a buffer zone. How many gateways has he got? Not enough. Where are his gateways? There's 3. He's got 3 gateways totally. Probably needs a bit more. He needs to get some zealot numbers. And I feel like with a whole bunch of zealots and stalkers and even just 1 or 2 colossus, he could really do some damage. But of course, Happy getting the dropships out as normal, going for the drops as normal. 1 marine over there, just sitting down and having a picnic while he waits for the Protoss to come out here and expand. So yeah, he should be happy there for a little while, I feel like. Alicia is a little bit worried about the drops here. He's definitely got these stalker numbers up here to deal with the drops, and he's probably going to build a cannon over there or something like that to kind of hold this off. But constantly sending those Phoenix out, man. He is paranoid about drops, man. He is drop phobic at the moment. You can see the observer there, but that's still not enough. He's still got to send the Phoenix all over the place, searching for those dropships. And meanwhile, Happy has successfully expanded, and he's starting to get a lot of workers. He's not ahead too much, but he's got a fair bit. And yeah, Alicia is going to see this, though. He's going to see the 3rd base, and he knows instantly that he needs to do something about this. And he already had a zealot going over there, so that's good. He's got to get his 3rd base up, and he knows he can definitely get the expansion now. And yeah, I mean, Happy knows where he can start attacking in the next minute or so, and that is going to be down the bottom left side. This expansion, I'm sure Happy would like nothing more than to make sure this doesn't go down. And with that marine already down there, look at this guy. He's going to stim in, just run past the zealot. He's going to see the expansion going up. And yeah, he's just, look at this. Beautiful play by Alicia. Sends in a single zealot. Was about to reveal his Colossus. Decided not to. So great play there. Oh, look at that, man. Absolutely brutal. It's just a straight up, down sort of slice. Cut him in half, man. That's brutal. Absolutely brutal. Luckily, it's just like a little bit of violence, not a huge ton. And look at this, man. Happy is on the move, man. He's had enough of piss farting around. He wants to go in. He wants to wipe that 3rd base out. He wants to nuke everything within 100 miles of that 3rd base. And look at this zealot, man. He sees all the forces coming in. And here comes the Colossus. We're going to see if the Colossus actually hold up their weight. There's 2 Vikings out, 3 Vikings. And it's going to come down to his stalker numbers, which he doesn't actually have any. His stalkers are all over there. He needs to move these guys over. He needs as much stalkers as possible to counter the Vikings. And there's no stalkers here. There's 1 Archon and a couple of other guys. It might be enough to hold him off right now. But, oh man, he's still worried about the drop, man. He's still got drop phobia. Or maybe he's just forgotten about these guys. I really don't know. This drop actually looks like it might be coming in. He's a little bit paranoid about those guys as well, man. He's putting force fields everywhere, but it looks like Happy wants to do a double shot. A triple shot, maybe a drop on the left, a drop on the right, and maybe a main attack down the middle. Doesn't look like he's going to do the main attack down the middle, just the drop on the right and the drop on the left. The observer seeing this drop though, great observer placement. He needs to find out about this one though, and look at this, man, a couple of zealots coming in just to have a peekaboo, and they do see a fourth command center coming down. But for some reason, Alicia's zealots have a certain fondness for attacking supply depots when there were perfectly good military units to go after. And it's very interesting. It's very interesting. It's not something you see every now and then. But here we go. The dropship's coming in. These stalkers need to get off their asses and start defending. This base should be fine. The stalkers, where are your stalkers? Move your stalkers over there. Have you forgotten that you have these stalkers? There we go. The stalkers moving in. And this base is going to be shoved off. Really, really nice defense there. You lost a few workers there. He's actually lost a fair bit. I think that Happy's just going nuts on the workers, and losing a few workers there probably didn't help. But look at this, man. A bunch more zealots. And let's have a look at the upgrades, actually, because I haven't been talking about them. It looks like Alicia's on 2-2, and it looks like Happy's on 2-1. But 2 armor is just about to come out, and Alicia's already going for 3-3. And the army size is about even at the moment. But yeah, it's back down to how it was last game. I mean, although the only difference is that he does have that. Does he have? He does have Storm. How many? He does have High Templar, so he's going for all the tech, man. Alicia is going for the High Templars as well as the Colossus. I wouldn't mind seeing a massive Colossus, massive Zealot, massive Stalker army. Just a crapload of Blink Stalkers, wipe out the Vikings, and then the Colossus finish off everything else. Just, I mean, diversifying is good, yeah, why not? But if you think you can do solid, just absolutely solid Colossus, and have a go at that, oh my god, look at this medevac, man. How is that thing still alive? Please tell me he's going to kill this medevac. You should have whopped in a Stalker there just to take that thing out, man. There we go, Stalker coming in, boom. And we are maxing out here. Everybody is maxing out. This guy's just waiting for the perfect time to drop. This army moving in. He's got a decent number of Vikings. 2 Colossus here, but it looks like the main spell casting is going to be for this High Templar. A couple of Zealots are going out here, going to try their luck. Mainly just looking out for the 4th base, but the 4th base is over here, and it does have a planetary. So, yeah, look for Alicia to go have a go at that. Oh, the Ghost, man. I think they may have got a very decent number of High Templar there. They got at least 2 of the bastards. And they got some EMPs as well. Really, really nice. And the Vikings with their incredible range, taking out both of the Colossus. And that was just an absolute... that was just... Alicia, man, is going to be so pissed off by that. And Happy is just like, yes, I am the greatest player ever, man. Because... he just did so well in that engagement. The Ghost got in nice and fast. Boom, boom, boom. Or sorry, it should be pew, pew, pew. And all the High Templar went down. Or most of them anyway. And he got a couple of EMPs off at the same time. And then the Vikings just went in. And, oh, this drop didn't do too well. He's actually going for a Hellbat, man. He decides, why the hell not? This guy's trying to go in. Didn't really do too much. We have a look at the income. No, I mean, Alicia has been catching up on workers. He has been doing a pretty good job there. But that army battle, man, I mean, he lost most of his really high-tech units. He lost a lot of High Templar, he lost a lot of Colossus because, I mean, Happy was just so good on the micro. And the Vikings, man, such a long range. And they're faster than Colossus, I think. So if you're running away and the Vikings are chasing you, you're going to lose your Colossus. There's just no doubt about it. You got to blink your Stalkers back and start attacking them, but then you leave yourself open to the Marauders. Cancelling the Nexus there. And that's not good. And Alicia thinking about moving out there, thinking about moving out here. But he does not want to move out there. He is scared of this army. And he has, look at this blink out there, moving out. But I think he should be a little bit more aggressive with his Stalkers to try and get those Vikings, man. He's not being as aggressive as he could be with the Stalkers. So, I mean, if you lose your Stalkers, so what? I mean, it's better to lose your Stalkers than to lose your Colossus. And here we go. This is a really, really good victory. He wasn't super aggressive with his Stalkers, but he was definitely aggressive. He definitely put them out there. EMP went down on them. A lot of guys were hitting his stalkers, and he had the zealots taken out in the middle of the Triple M, and that worked really well. He did get the Colossus down quite low, but they're still alive. They're still alive, and they mopped up the rest of the army, and that was a great battle, man. Really using the Blink Stalkers well to take out the Vikings, and that's what he needs to do. But right now, he's got a beautiful opportunity, and he is not going to let it go to waste. He is going to go in. This base is going to go down. They're going to try and take out as many workers as they can. He's going to try and save this planetary. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Storm's going down on the workers, and I think that's it. I think this base has got no hope. Forces going down on the high ground. The Stalkers blinking in to try and take out these guys. Great job there. And Alicia really starting to turn this game around here. A nice drop here though. And yes, caused him a little bit of pain, that dropship. But I really like the attack down there. Of course, he just moved the other command center in there. It's just dead easy. But I think he took quite a lot of workers, man. The storm on the workers, absolutely beautiful. And he's actually in the lead in terms of economy, man. So, and starting on shield upgrades, because why the hell not? That's level 1 shields, I think. So Alicia, man, just doing some great attacks. Right here, he just really turned it around. And I think, I'm not going to say he's in the lead, because I don't think he is. Maybe he's a little bit in the lead. But he's definitely not behind. He's definitely got a good chance. Oh, look at this medevac, man. He's so low on health. He's going to drop down the Marauder. And one Zealot attacking it. Oh, did not survive that. And the medevac just going to limp away to get repaired up and regen its energy, and then it's going to be good as new. Oh, this poor observer, man. Can it make it? Oh, not quite. Now look at these zealots, man, coming in. But the zealots, yeah, that's not good. Although he sees the army out here, he's going to do a push in here, but with the Marine on the watchtower. Happy is going to see this. He's going to try and push in. We're thinking about engagement here, but look at this fleet of Vikings, man. Happy is not leaving anything to chances. He's got a stupendous amount of Vikings. That is 11 Vikings right there. And I think this is just too many Vikings, man. I mean, Stalkers can take out the Vikings, but they take a little while to do it. And Zealot's doing another great attack here. Maybe you should start focusing the Storms on the Vikings, doing that, because actually the Ghost numbers are... Actually, there's 9 Ghosts, man, so they must be somewhere else. All the Ghosts must be just chilling back. Yeah, here they are. He's chilling back at his base. He's having another go, thinking about it, but the Vikings just too much, man. He gets... I mean, he can't get too many Stalkers. Because look at this, he's nearly capped out. He needs High Templars, he needs Zealots. Stalkers are good at a lot of stuff, but they're really good at the Vikings. However, I don't think they're too good against like Triple M and stuff. The Zealots are better with speed against Triple M than the Stalkers are. And here we go. Nice storm coming down. Not really doing much, but... yeah, the Zealots really pushing in hard here, actually. Really doing a good job, but the Ghosts taking them out. Another massive battle here. A Storm not really hitting anything, but Storms are slowly getting the Viking numbers down. They're all at very low health here, and Zealots here taking out a ton of workers, man. He's just getting hit over and over again on this 4th base. And the Vikings, man, where is the Storm when you need it? This would be so awesome. Just storm them, and then just Colossus everything to death. Just raw, just Colossus everything to death. Alicia's actually got a ton of minerals, actually. But he's starting to go down on the army, man. He's starting to lose quite a lot of forces. The Colossus are dying left, right, and center to this very decent amount of Vikings. Although, decent amount of Vikings, man, I think most of them are dead. I think there must have been a really good storm, really good Stalker hits, because there's just one Viking left. And if Alicia regroups right now, really gets out a couple more Colossus. The problem is he doesn't have any Colossus at the moment. He needs to get some fast Colossus out and start taking advantage before the Viking numbers start getting up again. And he's continuing to send in the Zealot numbers. And yeah, those guys are not going to be having a good time. But yeah, just going in, it's attacking stuff. And I mean, he could do this forever because he's got so many minerals, it's not even funny. So yeah, look at this army though. Happy doing such a great job at killing more than he loses. And most of it is probably just Colossus, because the Colossus, they just cost so much supply and they're just so easy to snipe with a large amount of Vikings. But his Viking numbers are down, he's only got 3, and I feel like this is an opportunity for Alicia to make something happen. He's got a stupidly large amount of Stalkers, he's got Colossus coming out, he could really make something happen here. I'm not sure if he realizes how low the Viking numbers of Happy really are. They're up to 3. He's not actually building anymore. This is a great opportunity. He's going to see right now how many Vikings there are if he was paying attention. And yeah, it looks like he might be thinking about moving in here. Making an attack. The Vikings, are they going to get taken down? One goes down, I think. But he's still a little bit skittish there about going into that force. But he must realize his Colossus didn't actually take that much damage. And he's just continuing with the Zealots. He's continuing with the trying to fend this off, get hit by a cannon. That's about it. And these Zealots, man, not doing much. You don't want to send a constant wave of Zealots into the actual army. And here we go. He's going in again. The Vikings pretty much all taken out. And I feel like if Alicia pressed it, he could probably just wipe these guys out. I really feel like if he pressed it, he could wipe these guys out because there's just no Vikings. He's got the 4 Colossus now, man. And yeah, this is going to be bad for Happy because if Happy does not start getting his Vikings together, he does not start getting his Vikings up to a large amount, he is going to be royally screwed. I mean, 4 Colossus against him, he's going to be royally screwed. He has no Vikings, or he's got 3 Vikings actually. He's managed to build up about 3 more. But I feel like 3 just isn't enough. I mean, Alicia has a very large number. He's still very skittish, man. He's very skittish when it comes to these Vikings. Just going in and going out. Trying to get the position to wipe out the Vikings. Then we get some Stalkers blimping up. Attacking the Vikings. And yeah, there we go. The ground forces just getting obliterated by the Colossus. The Vikings, the few that are left, having almost no impact on the Colossus. They just cannot take them down anymore. And yeah, really, really good job there from Alicia in just taking care of the Vikings. I mean, he was getting storms down on Vikings the previous few games, but he wasn't really doing as much as he needed to. And right now, he's getting the Stalkers, he's blinking them in, he's leaving them open to the Marauders, and using them to snipe the Vikings. And that's the thing though, a lot of players may think, wow, blinking my Stalkers in, they're all going to get wiped out, that's stupid. But that's exactly what you need to do. That's the only thing you can do if you want to win the fight. You've got to sacrifice your Stalkers. You've got to get the Vikings down. So you've got to move your Stalkers in, snipe, micro your Stalkers to take out the Vikings, and the Colossus wipe everything else. Because if your opponent doesn't have any Vikings, they cannot defeat your Colossus. There is just no way. They'd have to stim and run into the middle of your forces to try and snipe the Colossus, and they will take such a stupidly large amount of losses. It is not even funny. The only efficient way to destroy Colossus is with the Vikings. And once you take those Vikings out, you are set. So that's it. Take out the Vikings, and then your Colossus takes care of everything else. So, well, that is going to be it. That is going to be it for game number 3. Alicia really pushing it back. I thought after game 2 that Happy may have really been pushing the momentum down, that maybe Happy was going to get it done, but Alicia, man, really, really showing how awesome he is, how awesome Protoss are, and yeah, how to take care of Vikings. So really, really good job. And once again, it is not a waste to use Storms on a large group of Vikings, man. They have a ton of health, but if you have a decent amount of Colossus, 4 or more, kill the Vikings. Everything else is secondary. Just kill the Vikings, and then the rest of their forces will just fall apart because nothing else can stand up against Vikings as long as you got some sort of buffer zone. And you can just have a million Zealots as a buffer zone because they're just cheap as, man. You can produce those to your heart's content. And there we go. Game 3 done. Game 4 on the way. Happy is going to have to do some really, really hard work like he did in Game 2 to get back into the series and take it to an ace match. And I don't know, man. I thought I was silently favoriting Happy. I thought, yeah, he's going to get this done. And it's mostly because I've cast Happy before. I haven't really cast Alicia, so if it's a new face that I haven't cast before, I sort of take the assumption that they're probably not as good as the player I've cast before, because I try and cast the pros. So if I cast this person, but I haven't cast that person, then I know this person's definitely pro and the other person I'm not sure about yet. But Alicia is definitely definitely proving that he is a pro right now in this series of games. And yes, next time I cast him in the tournament, I am going to know that he is somebody to be feared. And yeah, moving on, game number 4, let's get to it. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game. Stay tuned.